Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do a haul, but this is going to be a drugstore haul. I had noticed that there's been a lot of new products released from the drugstore, and I know there's been requests for me to do drugstore tutorials, so I went on the hunt and I got some stuff from drugstore.com and Ulta, and I am going to be doing a drugstore makeup look coming soon. I'm going to try to incorporate some more drugstore into my videos. I am the first to admit that I'm not a crazy drugstore girl. I'm not crazy about drugstore typically. There's some things that stand out to me, but I tried to kind of search around and see what had good reviews and then also pick up some new stuff. And I've tried a little bit of the stuff, so I give you my thoughts as we go along. So if you're interested in seeing what I hauled from the drugstore, then please keep watching. First thing I purchased was not a new release, but to me it was new. I've never tried it. You guys know I love silicone primers and pore reducing primers. So this is the NYX Pore Filler. This is basically like the Porefessional from Benefit, just smooths out your pores. I've heard great reviews about this, and this is a drugstore option. So because I'm going to be doing drugstore tutorials coming up, I wanted something that would kind of mimic the higher end brands that I use. I've recently been loving the Makeup Forever smoothing primer, but I've heard great things about this, and this is more affordable, so I picked this up at Ulta. So this is the first thing I got in my haul. Next thing I got was something that really caught my eye, since I do bake in every video, and I go back to my old videos and I still baked in my old videos. So it's just a technique that I like to do with my concealer. And I saw that Maybelline had released this loose powder, and this is essentially like the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. I have tried this a couple times and I will give you my thoughts. So I don't think it's as good as the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, but it is close. So if you're on a budget and you really can't afford to spend $25 or $30 on a loose setting powder, you could definitely try this. I've heard great things about the Air Spun powder you can get at Walmart. This is the Maybelline Master Fix Setting Powder and Loose Powder. It is white, and I can tell you that it is brightening. So it kind of gave me that effect, sort of like the Secret Brightening Powder. So I would suggest maybe just using this under your eyes, your chin, and above your lip, because I don't think it would be good for setting all over. I think it might leave a white, kind of a white residue. Powder is really finely milled, and I'll just put a little bit on my finger. As you can see, it is brightening. So again, I would keep this for this area here, down the center of your nose and under your eyes. I have used it, and like I said, I think it's a good alternative if you are someone that cannot afford, or you just don't want to spend the money on the Laura Mercier. Definitely check out this Master Fix Setting Powder from Maybelline. So I also picked up a contour set from Maybelline. This is like their kind of new releases. This is the Master Contour. The color I got is light to medium, so I believe there was 3 shades if I can remember correctly. But I have used this one time and I felt like the contour was okay. Again, I have to use it more. I just picked these up, so I've kind of played around with them a little bit. I will say the contour shade is not super warm, which is really nice. So overall, the pigmentation is not bad and it swatches smoothly, but I remember when I used it, I don't know if I felt like the contour shade was a little bit too light for me, so maybe I just needed the medium or the deep. I'll try to use this again when I do my all drugstore tutorial. I probably will incorporate this, and I'm gonna kind of give you my thoughts as we go along. Another thing I also picked up from Maybelline, this is the Maybelline Master Fix, and this is their Wear Boosting Setting Spray. I actually really like this. I found myself using this. I took this with me to Florida when we went to Miami for the Motives trip, and I used this and I absolutely love this. I don't know if I would say it makes my makeup last super long or anything like that, but it's kind of like a mix between a long-lasting spray and the MAC Fix Plus, so it gives you a little bit of moisture, but it also, I think, prolongs your makeup just a little bit. I would definitely recommend this. I like this more than the L'Oreal Infallible, which they have a spray as well, so I would definitely pick this up if you're on the market for a setting spray. I would try this one because this is something that I've been using, and I actually find myself really liking it. I was browsing drugstore.com and Ulta, and I found these brand new releases, and these are the CoverGirl True Blend Blush and Bronzer. I think the blush, they had 3 shades, and the bronzer, I think only 1, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna start with the bronzer. This is Bronze 200, and this is what the bronzer looks like. It's almost like that baked kind of formula. So I think this is really nice. It has good pigmentation, and when I used it today, It blended really nicely, so I would definitely recommend picking these up if you're looking for a drugstore bronzer. It sort of reminds me of the Milani bronzers with just a little bit less shimmer in this. So this is more of maybe a satin. I mean, it still has shimmer in it, but it's not as sparkly as the Milani, but it's very similar in texture to the Milani blushes or the bronzers. I also picked up this blush, and I got the color Light Rose, which is the lightest one. I believe they had 3 colors. This is just a really pretty kind of baby doll pink color. There is the swatch of that. Again, good pigmentation. I like this. I approve of this. I would even go back and buy a couple more. It's just really pretty and really baby doll cheeks. And like I said, there was 3 shades. So I might try the medium shade and just see what I think. But I definitely like this, and I would definitely recommend this for someone that's looking for some new drugstore blushes. This next item, I picked up 2 different colors. I've been looking to try this for a long time and I just never did. I don't really go to Ulta often, so unless I'm on their website, I don't typically purchase from there. I'm usually more of a Sephora girl unless it's an Ulta exclusive. But I picked up 2 of these micro NYX brow pencils. These are supposed to be dupes for the Anastasia Brow Wiz. And I use the Brow Wizzes every day. And as you know, I think they're like $20 or $24. So using them every day, I just thought I would try a drugstore alternative. I wanted something that was more affordable that I could recommend to you guys that would still have the same effect. I got the colors Taupe and Ash Brown, just because I didn't know what would work for me. Taupe might be a little too light, so I might have to blend them together. We'll see. But they look like this. They're just super small, and again, supposedly supposed to be dupes for the Anastasia Brow Wiz. They feel exactly the same in packaging and the same size. So I will let you guys know my thoughts when I start using these for my brows. Another item I picked up, we all know I love white or cream liner in my waterline. I do it a lot. I just feel like it brightens the eyes and really opens them. I picked up this Maybelline Lasting Drama waterproof gel pencil. The color is called Soft Nude. I have not tried it on my waterline. I just got it in the mail. So it looks like it has pretty good pigmentation and it feels pretty creamy. So again, I will let you guys know my thoughts when I actually use this in my waterline. But I've been loving the ColourPop eyeliners for my waterline. I also have a Tarte one that I love. So I was hoping to find a drugstore dupe, even though the ColourPop one is actually only $5. I know a lot of you like to actually go to the store and purchase. So I thought I would try to find a Maybelline or L'Oreal or something to that matter. So I will let you guys know what I think when I try this in my waterline. I also picked up a couple shadows from L'Oreal. I don't have much shadows from the drugstore. I have some e.l.f. ones and then the L'Oreal Infallibles, but these are just the colored rich, and I got 202 Sunset and 206 Mademoiselle Pink. So this is what they look like. These feel really rich and buttery, so here's the swatches. First impression, they swatch pretty nicely, pretty pigmented, so I will be anxious to use these. I just wanted some kind of neutral drugstore eyeshadows I could kind of incorporate in my videos, and they look pretty nice from first impression. If you've tried these, let me know down below what you think of this actual formula, but I thought they looked pretty rich and pigmented, which is what I want from an eyeshadow. Picked up another mascara, which I've used this before, and this is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I really like this mascara. I like the way that the wand bends and curves. So I don't do waterproof just because I think it's kind of a pain to get off and I don't want to rip at my lashes. But this is just the original, and I wanted to mention this because I ran out of this, and I'm typically not a mascara girl. I don't really buy high-end mascaras. If I buy mascara, it's usually drugstore, or I will get samples from Sephora for my perks. But I wanted to get this again because I do remember I really like this mascara. I also got a palette. This is the Natural NYX palette. It's a small eye palette, and it's mostly matte. There's a couple satins, and I will swatch it for you. To say these don't swatch as well as I anticipated. This is why I get weird about drugstore. I much prefer the L'Oreal ones that I swatched. I've had some NYX shadows before, individuals, and I really did like them, so I'm kind of surprised that these swatched kind of patchy. I don't know if you can see, but it just doesn't look like there's much pigment going on. So I will see if I can make this work, but first impression, it doesn't seem as pigmented as I would have liked it to be. I also picked up this new, well, it's fairly new. It's a L'Oreal Infallible Pro Contour and Highlighting Kit. I know that contouring and highlighting is all the rage. It comes with a little brush, which I think is sort of interesting. I think at least it's a little bit innovative. So upon first impression, I think the Maybelline swatches better. the 3-pan kit, but I will use this. You never know until you try it. So again, I'm gonna try to incorporate these in some videos, and I'll let you guys know my thoughts after I've actually used the products. Last product I got was something that was recommended by a lot of YouTubers, and I have been loving my Artist of Makeup eyeliner pen and my Kat Von D, and I heard this was a dupe, and this is the Jessies Girl Liquid Liner. I can't find these in stores, so I had to get mine at drugstore.com, and I believe it was $6 or $7. So super affordable as opposed to the Artist of Makeup one, I think is $18, and the Kat Von D is 20 something. If you're someone like me that uses liner a lot, I wanted to try this. I've heard really great things about this, and from first impression, it does look like a dupe for them. It looks like a really small, kind of perfect liner brush, which you want something really small, you can really get that wing. Upon first impressions of swatching, it is black. So it's just a matter, I guess, of if it lasts long and if it dries out quickly. But I will incorporate this again in videos, and I got this from drugstore.com and it was $6. So if you're someone that is looking for an affordable liner, this is the best way to go. I think gel liners and all those things are super, super difficult to work with. I prefer the kind of pen liners that are super easy to just wing out. Really hope that I like this, but first impression, it seems really black and like just basically a dupe for the other ones that I've been using. All right guys, so that's it for me in this video. I would love to know what you love from the drugstore, like your holy grail drugstore products. Leave them in the comments below. Maybe I can look them up and see if it's something I want to incorporate in my videos. I'm just not too good at being on top of the drugstore releases, but I am quite happy with some of the new things I got, and I can't wait to try some more stuff. So again, leave me down below what you've been loving from the drugstore. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.